Good morning, people. For today's video, we're going to be checking out the new home base status report. Like always, I will be leaving a link to it in the description if you want to go check it out. Before we jump into it though, there were a couple things I wanted to point out. There's a new Son Gohan bundle and a Piccolo bundle available in the item shop, and both of them cost $2,200. With the Son Gohan bundle, you'll get Son Gohan with 2 different edit styles. He also has a back bling, a pickaxe, a glider. He also has a loading screen and an emote. With Piccolo, he also has an edit style. Here's what his back bling looks like. Looks like it also goes over his head as well. Here's another back bling. Here's his pickaxe. You can't even see his glider. And here's his emote. Maybe we can see the glider down here. Oh, here it is. Well, you still barely see it. If you don't have enough for the bundle, you can also get the skin by itself, or the pickaxe or gliders. So yeah, just wanted to point that out for those who didn't know. So when it comes to the home base status report, the first thing they said was today's update brings the 2nd and 3rd week of war games. Also, several quest lines changed. There was also a reloading change, and certain heroes become available once again. And we'll take a look at those heroes in a little bit. But the first thing they went over was War Games. And it says here, War Games Week 2 Mist Pods. It's going to begin on Thursday, February 2nd. So it looks like it was delayed a couple of days. But it'll be available on Thursday. Take down the Mist Pods quickly, or else tougher enemies will emerge. Basically, you'll see these little Mist Pods spawn in. And you want to destroy them before it spawns a mini boss, because the mini bosses are a little bit harder to kill. But yeah, it's pretty easy war game simulation, and here's the banner you'll get from it once you complete it. And again, this will be available on Thursday, February 2nd. They also went over the War Games challenge we're going to get next week, and this one's called Space Rocks. It's going to begin on Thursday, February the 9th, and for this one you'll just have to defend your fort against massive meteorites. If you're having trouble with meteorites, you just want to make sure that you upgrade all your building pieces to tier 3. You could also use a base to make them stronger. You can also use anti-airs to take them out, and you can also shoot the meteors as well. So those are a couple different ways you can beat the Space Rocks War Game simulation. And here's the banner you'll get from it once you complete it. And again, that one will be available next Thursday, February the 9th. Next thing they went over were changes made to quests. It says, with the start of the Mild Meadows Venture season, we'll be adjusting the end dates of quest lines available during the season. We're making this adjustment because having too many narrative quests running simultaneously can make it hard to follow the stories, especially for new and returning players who join late in the season. The following quest lines have had their end date changed or have been moved from the season. The Blockbuster quest line remains unchanged and will last the entire season, which is expected to end on April 5th, so we'll have a full 2 months to complete that quest line. The No Dancing quest line has been shortened to 4 weeks and will run from February 9th to March 8th. The Valor questline will run 4 weeks from March 9th to April 5th, and the Brawl of the Wild questline has been moved from this venture season and will return in the next venture season. They said they did that change because there's too many narrative quests, but I kind of feel like they probably did it to probably help with the performance issues until they get a fix for it. But according to the home base status report, they did it because it makes it hard to follow the stories. This wasn't mentioned in the home base status report, but according to this tweet, it looks like the Autumn Queen quest have been moved from the side quest tab to the hero quest tab. You don't see it here because I've already completed that quest line. But if you're trying to get the Autumn Queen, you're going to want to look for the hero quest instead of side quests after today's update. Anyways, next thing they went over was the No Dancing quest line, and it says, get ready for Love Defense 101. The dreaded love storm has returned, and according to our most trusted major, this is an extremely dangerous threat. Stop this lovely phenomenon from hitting home base to have the premier matchmaker Stoneheart Farah join your squad after completing the quest line. And not only would I strongly recommend that you get Stoneheart Farah, but I would also recommend that you max it out, because she's the best bow hero in Save the World. We have reviewed her. I'll leave a link to that review in the description if you want to go check her out. But yeah, you'll be able to get her from the No Dancing quest line when it becomes available on February 9th, which is next Thursday. And again, that quest line is going to last until March the 8th. It's not going to last the whole season. Next thing they went over was Battlebreaker Heroes. It says here that the 2 Battlebreaker Heroes are available again. They can be earned via the arcade cabinet quest. If you've already completed these quests but don't have the heroes, you'll receive them in a gift box in game. Looks like they were added to the expansion people under the collection book. And after today's update, you can also recruit them, which is good because now I can finally fill these slots in my collection book. So yeah, the Battlebreaker Heroes were taken away for a while, but it looks like they have returned. And the way you get them is by completing that arcade cabinet quest. I believe you have to go into city zones and destroy arcades. And once you destroy those cabinets, you should be able to get these 2 Battlebreaker Heroes. We have reviewed both of them before. I'll leave a link to those reviews in the description if you want to go check them out. So yeah, it doesn't look like you have to grind Battle Breakers to get the Battlebreaker Heroes now. All you have to do is either complete the quest, or if you're trying to get some extra ones for your collection book, then you can recruit them from the collection book. So that was another thing that came with today's update. Apparently there were also some changes made to reloading in Save the World. And it says here, most ranged weapons in Save the World can now be reloaded while you're aiming down sights, making it easier to keep a bead on your target as you're reloading. Weapons with the zoom scope are the exception. Those will retain the old behavior and pull out to the regular third-person view while reloading. So after today's update, with most weapons you'll be able to reload while continuing to aim down sights. You see it didn't push us back. But when it comes to some weapons that have a scope, you will have to go into third person when you reload. So that was another change that came with today's update. You can now reload while ADSing with non-scoped weapons. Anyways, last thing they went over was everything you can expect to see in the event and weekly store over the next 2 weeks. This week on February 2nd at 7 p.m. Snuggle Specialist Sarah is going to return to the event store, and I would recommend getting her and maxing her out because I use her a lot in my support team whenever I play with Dragon Scorch. So make sure you get her. And again, she'll be available February 2nd at 7 p.m. And next week, we're going to get Love Ranger Jonesy in the event store on February 9th at 7 p.m. He does have one of the best perks when it comes to Shockwave, so I would also recommend getting him. And not only are we getting Love Ranger Jonesy that week, but the Heartbreaker Crossbow is also going to be returning on February 9th at 7 p.m. I don't consider it to be one of the best weapons in Save the World, so whether or not you want to max this one out is sort of up to you. But that sums up everything we're going to get next week. I have reviewed both of these heroes and the Heartbreaker. I'll leave a link to those reviews in the description if you want to go check them out. But yeah, the last thing they went over was bug fixes. It says a number of important bug fixes were included in today's update, including a fix for a variety of terrain issues in the Autumn Foothills biome. Apparently they fixed the insta-death zones that were in the new biome. This includes the locations that would potentially eliminate the character, certain objectives being partially in terrain, tracks being unplaceable for deliver the bomb missions. They also fixed an issue where the player would be unable to hear footsteps, and fixed an issue where players could accidentally mount and ride wildlife while hoverboarding. Wow, I wish I would have seen that bug. But yeah, that sums up everything that was in today's home base status report. I also wanted to go over a couple things that weren't in the home base status report. Apparently, taming an animal will remove any slow snare effect from it. And it looks like badges can now give more XP depending on the tier. Bronze gives 500, silver gives 1500, gold badges give 2100, and platinum badges will now give 2300. Just wanted to point that out because it wasn't mentioned in the home base status report. But yeah, that sums up everything that came with today's update. Let me know what you think about the Battlebreaker Heroes returning and the changes they made to reloading. Before I go, I did want to give a huge shout out to everybody who's been using creator code A1. Really appreciate the support. And I think we'll try to stream on Twitch a little bit later today. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, that sums up everything we're going to go over for this one. Hope y'all have a wonderful day and thanks for watching.